We tried at 8:30 throughout the night to get a bus, and we didn't get a bus. No bus driver would drive because the bus drivers were literally afraid of what could happen because the Klan had surrounded the bus station. They were throwing stink bombs. There were police officials there trying to keep the Klan from getting to us inside of this so-called white waiting room. They had the police dogs. But it was not until 8:30 Saturday morning, May 21st, that we understood that an arrangement had been worked out where between the Justice Department and the officials of Greyhound and the officials of the state of Alabama, where we would board the bus with other customers or passengers, and there would be two officials of Greyhound. A private plane would fly over the bus. There would be a state patrol car every 15 or 20 miles along the highway between Birmingham and Montgomery, about 90 miles. We got on the bus, and a great many of the riders really literally took a nap. They went to sleep. I took a seat on the front seat right behind the driver with a young man by the name of Jim Spur, a young white guy. I was a spokesman for this particular group of riders. And we did see the plane, but I would say about 40 miles or less from the city of Montgomery, all sign of protection disappeared. There was no plane, no patrol car. And when we arrived at the bus station, it was just an eerie, just a strange feeling. It was so quiet, so peaceful, nothing. And the moment, literally, the moment we started down the steps off of that bus, an angry mob that grew into about 2,000 to 3,000 people came out of nowhere. Men, women, children, with baseball bats, club, chains, and they literally, there was no police official around, they just started beating people. And we tried to get all of the women on the ride into a taxi cab. And there was one cab there, and this driver said he couldn't take the group because it was an interracial group. We had black and white women in this particular group. And one of the Freedom Riders was a young black female student, said something like, well, I would drive myself. I would drive the cab. And the driver said no. But finally, the driver did drive off with all of the black women, and the white women started running down the street. And then the mob literally turned on the media, on members of the press. There was one cameraman, I believe, from NBC, had one of these heavy, old pieces of camera equipment on his shoulder. This a member of the mob took this equipment, bashed this guy, literally knocked him down, bashed his face in. So they beat up all of the reporters. Then they turned on the black male members and white male members of the group. I was beaten. I think I was hit with a soda crate thing that holds soda balls, and left lying in the street, unconscious there, in the streets of Montgomery. And I literally thought it was the last march. It was the last Freedom Ride. It was a very bloody event. It was a very nasty mob.